Hello everyone, I am Naghma and welcome to Naghma's Tech World. In this video, we will understand one of the fundamental concepts in web development, that is how a client communicates with the server. We'll follow the complete request response journey here from the moment a user performs an action until the response is displayed on the screen. So let's get started. First of all, we will start with the user. The user is simply you or me. Whenever we interact with an application, we become the user. To understand this, let's take a simple example. Suppose I open Google Chrome and search for Python tutorials. The moment I press enter here, the request response journey begins. In this example, I am the user because I am performing the search. After that, the user performs an action. The request is first received by the client. A client is the application we use to communicate with the server. Okay, remember this. A client is a application we use to communicate with the server. Some common examples of clients are, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, or Firefox, Safari, and we have mobile applications like Instagram, WhatsApp, and shopping applications like Amazon or Flipkart, and as you know, YouTube as well. So all of these applications act as clients because they send requests to servers and displays the response back to users. Now, one question beginners often ask is Google is the client? The answer is not exactly. Because in our example, Google Chrome is the client. The Google search website runs inside Chrome, and Chrome is responsible for sending your request to Google server and displaying the response on your screen. So, after I type Python tutorials and press enter, Chrome creates a request and sends it to the server through the internet. This communication happens using a protocol called HTTP or HTTPS. Don't worry about these terms right now because we'll understand them in detail in another video. For now, just remember that HTTP is the standard protocol used for communication between a client and a server, while HTTPS is the secure version of HTTP. Okay? Since we are searching for information, Chrome sends a GET request to the server. You can imagine that the client saying like, hey server, please send me the search result for Python tutorials. Once the request is sent, it travels through the internet and reaches the server. A server is another computer, but it's designed to handle requests from thousands or even millions of users at the same time. Its primary job is to receive requests and process them and send the appropriate response back to the client. When our request reaches the server, it starts processing it by asking a few questions like what is the user searching for, or a request valid or not, or where I can find this information, like this all. Okay, here the server is responsible for all the important work behind the scenes. It handles business logic, it handles validation, and also it handles security and decides what should happen next. So sometimes the server already has the required information, but in most cases it needs to retrieve data from a database. If additional information is required, the server communicates with the database. Okay, this is very important point to remember. Okay, the client never communicates directly with the database. Only the server is allowed to access it. Okay, remember this. Okay, the database is simply a place where application data is stored. It stores user accounts, videos, images, and products, orders, messages, comments, and so on. Okay, in our example, Google database contains information about millions of web pages, and the server searches for web pages related to Python tutorials. Once the required information is found, the database sends the data back to the server. Now, after receiving the data from the database, the server prepares the response, and also before sending it back, the server may perform additional processing here. It may remove unnecessary information, or it may organize the search results, and also it applies some business rules, and it checks user permissions. Once all the processing is complete, the server prepares the final response. Along with that response, it also sends an HTTP status code. Okay, the status code tells the client whether the request was successful. For example, we have some status codes like 200, status code 404, 500. The 200 represent that request completed successfully, and 404, status code means the requested resource was not found. If we not found the requested result, we get 404. Okay. And 500 is an internal server error occurred. Okay. So we learn more about this status code in a dedicated video later. Okay, just understand that uh, HTTP, it also sends the status code. Okay, server also sends the status code to the client. Now once the response is ready, the server sends it back to the client. As we discussed, the response after the processing is all done by the server. The server sends the response back to the client. In our example, Google Chrome receives the response. Okay, and Chrome processes the response and displays the search results on the screen. Okay, within just a few milliseconds you can see the list of web pages related to Python tutorials on our screen. From our perspective, it feels almost instant, but behind the scenes the complete request response journey has already taken place. This is how the client and server communicates. Now let's quickly review what happened. Okay, the user perform an action here, and the client creates an HTTP request. Then the request travels through the internet to the server, and the server processes that request. Then if required, the server retrieves information from the database. Then the database sends the data back to the server. The server prepares the response. Then the response is sent back to the client. Finally, the client displays the result to the user. So the complete flow will be like this. And this communication model is used by almost every modern web applications. Okay, remember this. Whether you are using Google, YouTube, or Instagram, or Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, anything, or Flipkart, anything. Okay, the same client server architecture is working behind the scenes. Before we end, here are three important points that are frequently asked in interviews. The first point is the client never communicates directly with the database. Okay, and the second point, only the server communicates with the database. Okay, and the third point is the server is responsible for business logic, security, validation, and data processing before sending the response back to the client. If you remember these 3 points, understanding backend development will become such easier. So that's how a client communicates with the server. I hope this video helped you to understand the complete request response journey. In the next video, we will learn another important web development concept, that is static website versus dynamic website. Okay, what's the difference between them? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Naghma's Tech World, and share it with others who are learning web development.